Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the What, Why, and How Can I podcast. Super excited to have a special guest on today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. Mr. Taro Arai.
Yeah,
Welcome to the podcast, sir. Very excited. And first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on and making time.
thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for that. Also, thank you for the deliciousness you've been spreading around around our area here in California. All the delicious sushi and all this other stuff. The garlic edamame is phenomenal. I don't know how you guys. I don't know how you guys make that sauce, but it's delicious.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Let's start with the What, Why, and How Can I podcast. Let's start with the what. What is Mikuni? Obviously, we know it's a place where we can get sushi. But what is Mikuni for you personally?
For me, wow, that's a good question. So what? Okay, Mikuni means the kingdom of God,
Okay.
and for us, I don't know how much you know about story, but
I don't know your story at all.
oh, you have no idea. Okay, because
No.
this is where my life in America began. But in Japan, I was a wild kid,
Yeah.
kicked out from school.
Oh man.
I did everything wrong. I used to have a reverse mohawk to shave the middle. Ooh, teacher didn't like it. Hit my bald spot. Even I don't know, anything I did, I got in trouble. So I told my dad when I was 11,
Yeah.
I can't live here. I can't be myself. And my dad said, I heard America is a good place for you to go. So I start having a little dream going to America. I start doing a newspaper route for 5 years and raised $6,000. And to make it short, I ended up paying for whole family to move over here with
Wow.
newspaper.
That's awesome.
And then my dad, a pastor, and we found a Japanese church, and we went there. He got a business, work, and we got a green card within a month. That was a miracle.
Yeah, a month. Yeah.
Because we had no money and we didn't know anybody. We didn't speak English.
Okay.
So we moved 10 times first year and a half looking for a cheaper rent. And I did a newspaper out here, collecting cans, cardboards. We did everything we can to make the ends meet. And then meanwhile, my dad had a dream. He said, hey, son, we're opening a restaurant together. And Dad, you never cook in your lifetime.
Yeah.
You have no experience. You have no business concept, business plan. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
And we had only $1,000 in the bank account.
Wow.
And my dad said, you know what? God gave me a dream. It will happen. And 2 years later, we found a Japanese guy. We met him once. He just sent us $300,000 to open the restaurant. That's how the Mikuni started. So for me, Mikuni is the miracle from God.
Yeah.
I don't deserve to be, have a restaurant right now. So that's how we start the Mikuni. So you're asking a question, what does Mikuni to you?
Yeah.
It's a dream.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. I like your perspective on this, how you're like, look, this isn't all me. Like, I don't deserve to have this. It's literally a miracle, a blessing in my life. And, from the outside looking in, you can tell by your attitude and, like, the way you're in the community, like, the way you are in the community shows that, like, look, what I have, I'm super appreciative of, and I'm willing to give back. And so...
Of course. When we opened the restaurant, that was the worst. My nickname in high school is Mr. No Problem, because somebody told me, if you don't understand, just say no problem. Okay, who's your teacher? No problem. What's your favorite, class? No problem.
Yeah.
So I carried business too. They said this hood is $50,000. No problem.
Yeah.
I didn't check. That was fun for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Then back told us that we owe bank money. I said, how? Well, you have no money in the bank. You kept writing bad checks. So you have $2,000 in fine. So after 6 months, everything went south. We lost our money. We couldn't pay the rent, lease. I told my dad when I was 21, it's time to go back to Japan. It was a nightmare. It wasn't a dream.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go back because I had nothing to sell anymore.
Yeah.
And then we had, no money to pay anything. And all the vendors cut us off. We had no bank to work with. We're the only fishermen in the whole world didn't have any fish because nobody delivered fish for us.
Oh my goodness. So your miracle turned into a nightmare really fast.
Oh, right away without knowing how to operate the business.
Okay.
And we had about 30 customers on a good day. So when I was 21, I made a plan how to go back to in Japan, middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad said, hey, can I tell you something? That changed my life. I said, yeah, go ahead. We're losers. And you know what? God started. We have to keep digging. I said, how deep we have to dig ourselves in.
Yeah.
My dad said, deeper the foundation, God can build something amazing upon it. He said two things. It's not about what you know, about who you know, because I mean, my parents are very few Asian parents beg me to quit school because we had no work.
I've never heard that before. You're the first one.
I mean, I had no education, no knowledge, nothing. And my dad said, hey, it's about who you know.
Yeah.
So I started every customer. There was very helpful. And second thing he said was, do your best and let God do the rest. Because I had got the book called Sushi for Dummies. That's how I start making sushi first.
Really?
Yeah, but I say, you know what, Dad? That's a great idea. I'm going to do my best. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to blame upstairs. So my whole attitude toward work and life, since I never had a bad day yet, because I can only do is my best.
Yeah.
And then you every moment, and then let God, do the rest. So that kind of changed everything, attitude toward work. So we just kept digging and digging. And when I was 22, my dad said, hey, son, I had another dream. I said, no.
No more dreams, Dad.
My dad said, you know what? I'm going to name your daughter Chio. Mean 1,000 sheep. I said, why do that to my daughter? Mm-hmm. That sounds boring. He said, I had a dream. We'll have 1,000 customers a day. I said, we have a little shop. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But your next store closed down, video store closed down, haircut closed down. We asked donut shop to move to the other side. Mm-hmm. We start having 1,000 customers on weekends. And 99 second location, Roseville, 2003 downtown, 2005 Arden, 2006 Nell Grove, 2007 North Star, 2008 in Denver, 2009 in Davis, 2011 the Fountain, and Concord, Folsom. From employee, 5 employee family member, it grew to about 1,000 people. And from no fish, we use about 52 tons of seafood every month. Thank God for the big ocean, right?
Yes.
And we're living American dream, but my dad always say, hey, it was God's lead and you have to be humble, give back to God and give back to the community. So that's why I'll never forget. Keep following, what we believe in.
You mean give back? You give back to the needy, not the greedy.
No, not greedy. But funny thing is, like I always believe that everything I have on this earth is a rental. Because sooner or later I'm gonna go home. Go heaven naked. Can't take anything with me.
Right.
So yesterday I had a talk with my brother's family, my brother-in-law's family, 6 of us. We talk about how to, take care of kids, this, my parents. But, for me, it's all about just pass it on, give it away. I told my kids, I'm not leaving much money because I'd rather give to charity so they have to work and earn it so they can appreciate everything they have. So, tsunami happened back in 2011. Mm-hmm. That was really, really close to my heart because it's in Japan and we're there like 2, 3 months before that happens. So we made a roll called rescue rolls. We asked people in Sacramento, can you buy these rolls? And 100% goes to Japan. Within 2 weeks, 4,000 rolls were sold.
Wow.
Ended up under $80,000, for Japan.
Yeah.
You know, and then, Houston was flooded. I said, how about we do 1 week, 50,000? How about one day for Cal Fire, 26,000? I mean, these shirts I am wearing,
Mm-hmm.
it's, we have a golf tournament every year.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was a hard one because of middle of the pandemic, smoke from the fire, heat waves. They
Yeah.
said, you can't gather. I said, oh my goodness, this is our 25th annual. So we just did 9-hole tournament. We got creative and stuff, but we ended up raising $340,000 last year too.
Wow,
So
that's
we raised
awesome.
$3 million from the golf tournament. And this year, because of all the wildfire in California, why not we just sell the shirts to sell, raise money. And then within a month, less than a month, we raised $30,000 for the wildfire this year too.
Wow.
So I don't know, it's amazing community. We just make sushi and sell stuff and people just pouring their support and love to be able to help others. So I love this community.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure it comes from because you have like this contagious attitude, where people like to associate themselves with people like people that are positive, people that are having a good time, even though everything's not perfect. And like you said, it is a mindset. And until your dad had that kind of discussion with you, like, yo, hey kid, change your mind. And then when you grow up, become an adult, it's going to affect the rest of your life. And that is just something so important for anybody listening, is like your mindset waking up on a Monday morning. There's all these memes about like, oh, it's Monday's horrible. Monday's
Oh,
actually awesome. I love Mondays.
I love it too. I mean, every morning I wake up, I can't stop smiling because one, my personal side too, I used to be short tempered.
Mm-hmm.
So when my sister makes me upset, I used to throw sushi at her. And then the customers has to come in and stop fighting, stop throwing sushi. That's what I used to be. And then, do you know Kaizen means? We have a
No,
restaurant named Kaizen.
I don't know.
Continuous improvement, change for the better, right?
Okay.
So I said, you know what? I should change my attitude. So I said, God, it helped me to change. I want to be the happiest man ever.
Yeah.
So now if somebody cut me off on the freeway, I said, thank you for not hitting me. I'm going to pray for you. I'm totally changed, right? Meanwhile,
Yeah.
one of the friends said, it's a she. She said, hey, I had a dream about you. Well, I'm married. I'm sorry. But she said, no, I got to tell you this. So she came all the way to my parents' house. She said, you know what? God told me you have to be the most joyous man ever. I said, what's the difference between joyous and happy?
Yeah.
Then I thought, oh, you know what? I don't have to choose to be happy anymore. I want God to give me joy from within. If I don't share like this, thank you for the opportunity, I'll blow up. And it's weird. More I share my joy, I get filled up even more. They said, hey, your cup is always half full. You have no idea. I got a bucket and it overflowing 24/7. That's how I feel like.
That's
So
awesome.
I was telling my boys, hey, we got to Kaizen ourselves in every way.
Yeah.
So, how can I improve myself? That was a mistake. They start writing books. I said, hey, just give me one example. And my younger son said, how about, why don't you follow your own advice? I said, what's that mean? Well, you told us not to text and drive. I see, do you doing that? I said, well, I'm kind of special, but it didn't work, So I have to show with my actions. So again, like that was like 5 years ago, I have to show with my actions. So every year I want to improve myself in somewhere. So I told my wife, how can I improve as a husband? She said, why don't you think before you speak? I said, that's so rude. But I talk a lot and I offend people, I guess. So I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do that for a whole year.
Yeah.
So I saw that YouTube, it said, Hey, you have to think before you speak. THINK. T, is it true? H, is it helpful? I, is inspiring? N is a hard one. Is it necessary?
Oh,
Oh, that's so hard for me. K, is it kind? If not, don't say it. So I did the whole year. I got so much better now. I told my wife, I'm doing better. Why you never talk to me? And she said, well, you never give me a chance. I said, all right, ESPN starts in 7 minutes. Go ahead,
go. You
talk
got
to.
7 minutes.
So my wife said, that's not how I want to talk. I said, all right, this turn off TV, phone, talk to me. So now whole year I've been asking her to talk. And then
Yeah.
after she's done, making sure say, hey, tell me more.
Yeah.
This good attitude is kind of rubbing off to my employees, manager, because by the time they ask, I usually have somewhat answers already. So
Yeah.
I'm not really listening. So now I'm learning how to listen so I can listen to learn, even God too. So this year I'm trying my best to just listen. And the other day my wife was saying this. I said, okay, I got a solution. I I had all the solutions. And she started crying. I said, what's the problem? I just want to be heard. I said, oh my goodness. So whole year, I'm still bad at it, but
Oh,
I'm learning how to listen. So every year, next year is be a humble servant. So I'm already washing dishes at home, doing the laundry at home.
oh my
I want
goodness.
to serve others, serve my wife, serve my kids. That's my next year. And then after that, giving while living. So I want to learn how to give, give, give. So when I die, I have no waste in my house. Everything's gone. So
That's
I don't know.
this almost. I just feel like I listened to like a sermon series from
I'm
from
sorry.
Mr. Taro. No, I love it. I love the so. I mean, you're a father, a husband, a businessman, a preacher,
No,
a counselor.
no, I just love sharing,
That's awesome. That
otherwise waste.
yes.
So that's my dad was a dreamer. He was one of the worst businessmen you ever meet. So my goal was to make him retire. So I did that back in 2000 and I took over his job. Now my title is Chief Dreaming Officer, right? So
Okay.
I dream all I want for free. So why not dream big? So my new dream is 50-50. Why not have 50 businesses by 50th anniversary of Mikuni? And I know our mission statement is to be the most loving a loved company in the world. We don't have to be the best in making sushi. We want to love others with action and words.
But I mean, when you have the love as a company, the sushi, you're gonna taste the love in the rolls. So that's
I hope
awesome.
so.
I actually always thought about that chief dreaming officer position you had. I was like, why in the world would he call himself the chief dreamer? I mean, I know you're creative. I know you love dressing up for your golf tournaments, but where does dreaming come from? And it's from your father. So that's actually a cool way to pay homage to your father. Let's go. I want to go back to
Yes.
when everything crashed and burned and you felt like you had to keep digging, and your dad gave you that inspiring speech from a business perspective, business point of view. I'm sure there's people right now watching that have small businesses and maybe all this corona, this pandemic stuff kind of affected their businesses. Where can they start? What can they start looking at to kind of try to revive their business?
I have so many ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
2007, we're doing so amazing. And my accountant wants to be our partner. So I said, yeah, why not? And he said, you do is just play golf and I'll take care of the business. I said, ooh, sounds so, good to be true. I asked my dad, what do you think? He said, no, you cannot lose your ownership. I said, well, but I'm doing pretty good. And I think everything's working out well. So I kind of ignore his
Advice.
advice, and he became my partner. Eventually, he became our CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And we opened 2008 in Denver. Back by that time, he bought me a Porsche, he bought me a Beamer, I didn't know what's going on. I didn't even check where the restaurant is going to be at.
Yeah.
After I went to visit, it was middle of nowhere in Denver, 10,000 square footage with a patio. Everything was wrong. And then after that, economy hits, right? 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
We lost everything. We lost $5 million on the store. And I told, my accountant, what's going on? And they said, well, we are down $11 million in debt. So we have to close. I said, no way. So I talked to my dad again. Sorry, Dad. I lost the track, and now we lost everything. Now we lost $11 million in debt. So we have to close the restaurant. My dad said,
Wow.
you know what he said?
Keep
It's
digging.
time to dig. So we had to work it out with bank, and because of that, we were able to buy the CEO out. So it became pretty much just a family. And then my brother-in-law became CEO. And the first thing we did was, it's about team, it's about people, it's not about building. So we changed everything inside out. That's when we named Kaizen for the restaurant. We have to continue improving everything, every way. So yeah, we changed the whole attitude toward work. It's about, people, it's about relationship. And we went back to basic, where
Yeah.
my dad, it's about faith and basic and, people. So after that, just a little by little, we came out in 2015, we paid everything off.
Wow,
And
congratulations.
we starting the engine. And, through pandemic, we had all the plans. Everything had to be canceled. Now we have not enough employees. Nobody wants to work. We have like 2 dishwashers in, Roseville location. All the general managers, they're washing dishes every night. So, we're going through all these ups and downs, but, I keep writing books. First book called Abundance. Second book is Appreciation, 30th anniversary. Now I'm on the third book, but all these dips and ups and downs, that makes a better story.
Wow, that's for sure.
All this, it's not a problem if you look at it. It's a challenge, it's opportunities that if we can survive, or if you learn how to overcome, we can get to the next level. So I don't know. I'm excited every time we have these things, happens. I know managers and our officers, they're pulling their hairs out and trying to figure out, but my job through all these pandemic, I was like a cheerleader. Hey, we can do this.
Yeah.
We just have to live in a moment, enjoy every challenges, and we have to be hopeful. Then now we are here. We're doing pretty good. And I mean, I don't know. It's blessing after blessing if you keep working at it. But we can never give up. If you give up, of course, you're done.
Amen. I heard this, I don't know if it's exactly this word, but in Chinese or something, the word catastrophe, I think, has like it's made out of 2 words, problem and opportunity. Something like that. And when you just said that every problem has an opportunity, it kind of reminded me of that. And that's like that's something that I'm no business owner, but even in my small daily tasks, I like to think of these things like every catastrophe, or we call like big problem. Yes, there's an issue, but it's an opportunity to either improve or either to refine something or to make something better.
Right.
So, what's the word? Kazuni? Kazin?
Kaizen.
Kaizen. So,
Kaiden.
okay, Kaizen. So to Kaizen is to improve yourself, right?
Yes.
Where is this Kaizen?
Continuous improvement.
Where is Kaizen? Where's the restaurant?
So what one in the Fountain in Roseville,
Okay.
but we're moving that store to old McCormick and Smith. They just closed, so we're taking over. It's going to be about double the size.
Ooh, okay. I know exactly where that is. That's awesome.
So
So,
I'm excited for the location, but again, we have no help, and then even contractors, they said they can't find enough help to finish on time, and they said, "Oh, kitchen equipment, another 3 months." So everything's a mess. But
yeah.
again, this is opportunity.
Amen. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
always resilience. That's the word we kept using it through this pandemic. I have a big palm tree, little wind, and woo, he start, going down. I said,
Yeah.
well, because these palms, trees never been to a hurricane or typhoon, Sacramento.
Yeah. That's true.
Before you go through this, your roots is gonna be more and stronger and stronger. So I think we're building an amazing team right now, going through all these, challenges right now.
Agreed. That's awesome. So, if you were to talk to young Taro, 20, 21, 22 years old,
Ooh,
like
that's a good.
all the things you know right now, what would you tell him?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, I had no life back in the days. I didn't really party. I mean, work, 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 work. But without it, we're not here right now. So I don't know. I have no regret.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful what I've been through and all the people I met and what God has done for a family. Now we have family of 17. We all became Christian. We go to church, and even my 4 kids, I send out texts every morning for last almost 10 years now. I
Wow.
have a advice or encouragement or share my mistake. So I think about when I was that age, if somebody can give me more advices, I could have done maybe better. But because I didn't know, whatever I learned, I get to share now. So I don't know. I have no complaint about my life. I, I don't know. I can't go back anyway, but
Yeah.
I can focus on what can I do from here. So like today we're going to some kind of starving children. We're gonna pack all the food for the kids
Mhm.
tonight. So I'm excited to be there to help.
That's awesome. Okay. You mentioned, I think, your dad tried to start different kinds of businesses, like a hair salon or something you mentioned, and then something else. Why did he? How did you guys end up with sushi? Your dad was never a cook. You never
Never
cook. How did
could.
how did you guys end up with making sushi?
This is another things too. God does a miracle thing. But so in church in Japan,
Uh huh.
only less than 1% Christian in Japan, and it's hard for people to come to church. So my mom cooked every Sunday, and then we charge $1 for lunch.
Okay.
And who doesn't care about religion or anything, they come to eat all the time, right?
Yeah.
We have so we have to raise our chicken. We have to go get the a vegetable garden going. It was not easy,
So
but every Sunday we did that. Even we came to United States, we did $1 lunch for about first 10 years of church, because my mom wants to share love through food. So my dad said, hey, God gave me a vision for the restaurant. At least we have a one chef who can cook something. So then, of course, when we opened, she did the home cooking. Everything takes forever, not efficient.
yeah.
And then my dad, he tried to cook it, but he cannot cook two things at a time. So if 4 people comes in, order sukiyaki, he finished one, bring it out. 15 minutes later, another one. He can't do 4 at a time. So people leave before they finish. I mean, I don't know. Everything we look back, it was a disaster. Yet community and God kept, kept us in there. So that's why when I look back, I can't stop smiling. How did we get here? So I'm the best example for anybody who is going through a hard time.
Yeah.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. That's my advice to you. You can't stop dreaming. You got to keep dreaming. So I have a Mikuni, Mikuni.
Mm-hmm.
I have a core values. M for motivate ourselves to do the best.
Mm-hmm.
I inspire others. K, Kaizen ourselves in every way. U, united, Miku united. Mikuni mean kingdom of God united. So under God, we're one human race. We should love each other and help each other.
Amen.
And after that, you, it's Miku, and never stop dreaming. And then last I, increase love, increase God's love to others. So that's my core values. And I keep, praying about it. How can we keep going like this?
Awesome. Honestly, Mr. Taro, like this has been the most inspiring half an hour. I think on this podcast, everything you've been sharing was with a smile. Everything you've said was like just like no excuses. You guys can get it done. And if you can't get it done, maybe if maybe you don't have Jesus, find Jesus and he'll help you get it done. You know, because
Yeah.
because the banks aren't always willing to make it happen for you. You know,
No,
the banks just want your money. Everybody else out there, and I don't want to talk bad about your previous business partner, but he had maybe other intentions inside. But when it's you, your family, and Jesus, you combine those things, your values, man. As I can see, your business becomes a miracle, and
it
people just
is.
love it.
It
So
is. Yeah,
where
that's focus on money. I just focus on love and everything comes together.
that's amazing. Where can people buy your books?
So we still have Mikuni too, but we have only appreciation right now. But yeah, you can find it. I'd love to give to you.
I
So
would love one. That's
yeah,
awesome.
if you stop by the office, I give you I think comes in 16. I give you so you can give it away to your friends
I would
and
love
family.
to. I will definitely stop by the office and check it out. Thank you. Thank you for your time, sir. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. Keep spreading the love. Keep spreading the positivity. And I will be in Mikuni next week in Concord having lunch for sure. So
Okay.
I'm
Thank
there
you
pretty
so
often.
much for
All
your
right.
support.
All right. You got it. Blessings.
Okay, sayonara.